Customer service is the number one determining factor between success and failure. And a lot of articles have been published on that. 86% of people, from a recent survey I read, 86% of people are willing to pay more for the same product that involves higher customer care and better experience. Hey everybody, Neil Winteregg here with Matterhorn Business Development. Welcome back to the channel. Today I am joined, as always, by Dr. Greg Winteregg, author, dentist, man who uses glasses and then takes them off right as we start. Welcome to the channel.
I can put it back on.
Okay, there we go.
Clark Kent.
Now wait, who are you? Anyway, before we go off into some totally other random thing, today we're gonna do something a little exciting, a little bit different. So if you're new to the channel here, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button down below. If I could speak English, that would help. And also, I want to hear from you guys. So leave some feedback behind in what we're doing here, because today we're talking about customer service.
Is that what we're talking about?
That's what we're talking about. I've got some special videos here about customer service.
That I have not seen.
That you have not seen.
Okay.
Yep. And we're going to talk about some of the aspects of good and bad.
Okay.
The first one is a more recent video. The next one's going to be like Hyatt customer service from like 1993, and it's quite funny.
Okay, that'd be good.
But what we're going to do here is we're going to talk about, customer service is the number one determining factor between success and failure. And a lot of articles have been published on that. And 86% of people, from a recent survey I read, 86% of people are willing to pay more for the same product that involves higher customer care and better experience.
That's awesome.
So how can we improve our customer experience? Let's look at some information and let's find out what works and what doesn't work.
Okay.
So this is the first one here.
Here we go.
How's it going? Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. What can I help you find today?
Yeah, I got this small list of items here. I need some pipe adhesive and some deck stain.
Okay, so you want to protect your deck and do some plumbing. Plumbing materials are in aisle 4. Let me take you there.
Great.
Okay, so here's what I like here, and I imagine you're gonna say the same thing. I go to a store and it's always like, do you need any help finding anything, sir? And it's sort of like, do I really have to help you?
Right.
Whereas in this one, guy walks in looking at a list and the customer service person says, hey, what can I help you find? What are you here to buy today?
Right.
And it's already coming off from the viewpoint of, I'm gonna help you find whatever it is that you need to find.
Well, and here's what I really like about this. So, you go to Walmart and they usually have a person there, can I direct you? And that's that person's job.
Right.
I'll tell you what I like about this one. That's not her job. She was stocking a shelf and she looked around and she saw somebody that was lost and she was like immediately on it.
Yes.
Man, that is a team member right there. That is a teammate. Like that is, immediately the owner, the executives running this place are like, when somebody's lost, I don't care what you're doing, you drop what you're doing, you help the customer.
The customer,
I love that.
Yeah, everybody's job, no matter what your business is to help the customer arrive and get from point A to point B.
Yep.
Even if it's just, oh, I'm looking for this person, and you go, oh yeah, they're in the back. You haven't helped that person.
No.
You would say, let's take you there.
Yep.
Let's make
Follow
sure you
me.
find, boom. And you would arrive, and then you'd go back to doing what you're doing. That's what she did here, and that was, I think, spot on.
That was beautiful.
Whatever it is that you do, help them actually get to where they're going, not just, do you know where you're going? Let's get you there.
Absolutely.
So I thought that was spot on.
Love that.
Perfect.
Good.
Let's watch the next one.
Okay.
Tell me about your deck.
Well, I just bought this house and the deck was there existing. So it's flaking. I just need to spruce it up.
Okay, we have products for that in the paint and stain department. I'll take you there after we resolve your plumbing needs.
Great.
Why are you here?
Why are you here? How can I help you? Interested in him, and it's obvious that she's not annoyed helping him.
Correct. And that's another big thing is when you go to like Home Depot and Lowe's, they do try and really help you, but there's never enough people.
Right.
And like I've had to like follow somebody through the store
Yes.
while they helped other people.
Right.
And then they're like, what, and like, cause I've been following them around and you can tell they just want to get back to stocking shelves. This lady is actually making sure that everything's perfect. And I think right here, we're going to get a switch off like we talked about where it's like taking them to the right person.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what's here. This is going to be good too.
Hi, Bob. This customer is looking for some piping. Can I help him?
Sure. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, you're welcome.
So what are we doing today? Well, I'm running some pipe under my sink, and I need some adhesive to make it stick together. Sure. Adhesive you're looking for is right over here.
So again,
This is beautiful.
very good in terms of, hey, this is what this customer is looking for.
Yep.
Help him find it, and boom, and then do a switch
And
off.
then he obviously knows what he's doing. Oh, I know what you need. It's right here.
Yeah.
This
So,
is really nice.
I think that was a perfect example.
Yep.
I think we're going to end here on this video because
Yeah.
I'm very happy with this.
Yeah.
And I think that if all that the staff did in this store was
Yeah.
do this with every person who came in, you would sell 10 times more products than you do at Lowe's, Home
Yep.
Depot, Macy's, any of these other places.
And let me just say something else too. Give me that number again. 86% of
Yeah.
people. Say that again.
86% of people would pay more for a product or service based off of the customer experience.
Okay, so whatever store this is, hardware store, they have a website, they have marketing, they have their social media, they have all of this to like bring this fellow into their store. This is beautiful. It's making all of that pay off.
Yep.
If the girl in the first scene looks over her shoulder and sees the customer lost and just goes back to what she's doing, he may just look around and walk out the door and go to Walmart.
It can be overwhelming when you're doing something like house related
Yeah.
that you don't know. Like I never know what I'm doing.
Right.
I just have an idea that maybe I can fix something.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, I have no idea where to go, what I'm looking for, where things are. And so sometimes I like walk around and can't find what I'm looking for,
Yeah.
and then I just leave.
Then just leave.
And then
So-
I try and find another alternative for
So
it.
here's my point. This is a beautiful example of handling it correctly, and it's making the marketing pay off. It's making the pay-per-click.
Yes.
Everything that the owner is trying to do to build the business can be destroyed by these two people in about 3 seconds.
If your marketing is designed only to get online sales, you're really hurting yourself. The marketing's job is to get people to walk in the front door or
Yep.
make the phone ring. And in this case, they're making sure that everybody who comes in gets exactly what they
Yep.
need, and it's going to continue to return,
Yep.
and they're good. So I think that this is
2 thumbs up.
5 stars.
5.5.
We're gonna go on to the next one. All right. So on to the next video here. This one I watched part of, but I really don't remember it. So
Okay.
we're gonna watch this one together and find out. This one says, never argue, customer service training, never argue, and / dealing with rude customers.
Okay.
I have a feeling that we are going to have a different point of view.
We just
than this
might.
one. Yeah.
We just
so
might.
let's look at this one.
The most important thing to do when dealing with rude customers is to remain calm. Replying to their rudeness in kind or losing your temper will only escalate the situation. Remember that you're a professional.
I've wanted to do that before.
Everybody watching this video has wanted to do that before.
Now, I will
That's
say,
awesome.
when it comes to dealing with rude people, you do have to,
You have to remain calm.
and not escalate it. So
Yeah.
I do like that part.
Yeah,
That
was perfect.
yeah, especially if you're going to actually ask them to leave your premises.
Yeah.
You need to do it calmly and
Yes.
not. So that was good.
And keep in mind that whilst a customer is taking their frustrations out on you personally, the real cause of their problem is something else. Focus on the solution rather than the insult. The quicker you solve the problem, the quicker the unpleasant discussion will end. If you take things personally, the situation can quickly escalate out of control.
You people are just hopeless. Don't any of you have a brain? It's like none of you even completed school.
I'll have you know I have a university degree, thank you very much.
Well, it doesn't show. Even a monkey could have done a better job than this.
In this example, responding to the insult only escalated the situation. But if you remain calm and professional and focus on the solution, you can de-escalate the situation and potentially turn your rude customer into a more satisfied one.
I do agree with that as well.
Oh, that's good.
You have to just ignore what they're saying and try and actually help them with whatever the problem actually is.
Yeah.
Now there does reach a point, and maybe we're going to hit onto that, where if the solution that's being offered is totally reasonable and totally accurate and they still aren't accepting it,
Right.
that you have to end the relationship.
Right.
You people are just hopeless. Don't any of you have a brain? It's like none of you even completed school.
Mr. Brand, I agree that this is really frustrating. What I'm going to do for you is contact us.
In this second scenario, the customer service provider has reoriented the discussion around the solution instead of focusing on the rude insult itself. So remember, stay calm, stay professional, and focus on the solution.
You know, we talked today about people getting triggered.
Yeah.
And as an owner, if you have someone in your customer service department that is easily triggered, they cannot be in your customer service department.
Yes.
You need to have someone in your customer service department that is cool, calm and collected under pressure. They can take the heat, they can take that pressure. And so this is a great training video, but not everybody can do that.
No, not everybody can do that. And also, I think it's very important that if you are in the customer service field and there is a reasonable upset or problem, then the person who's actually handling it needs to know what they can and can't do to make it correct.
Correct.
Because if a person comes up yelling and screaming, and then I say, you know what, sir, your room is comped for the night,
Right.
and then I get yelled at,
Right.
then I'm not going to be able to help the next person that comes in, right? So there has to be like rules and
Policy.
guidelines on here's how we handle these situations so that something is actually done about it. A really interesting thing happened to me recently, and I don't remember if we talked about it here or not, but a few weeks ago I was at a hotel in Baltimore and we were checking in, and the guy checking us in was not paying attention at all to what was going on. He said, no, we don't have a room under that name here. And I said, no, you most definitely do. And he said, no, we don't. And I said, okay, well, if it's not under my name, then it would be under this guy's name because he's traveling with me. No, we don't have a name here. I said, so I went, I got the reservation. He goes, oh, here it is. And I was like, right. So then I was already a little bit jacked, right? But then
Not you.
Right. Then I look over and he has his phone out and he's FaceTiming with somebody. And so as he's checking us in, he's really looking at what they're doing. Me arriving to the hotel interrupted his FaceTime session, right? So I was like, so then there was
Not
another
good.
thing with the room keys and this whole thing. I said, hey man, do you always check people in while FaceTiming? He said, no. And I said, okay, well, why are you doing it right now? He's like, well, you asked if I do it always. I don't always do it. And I was like, let's get your manager. He's like, okay, whatever. So he goes, he gets the manager, and the manager's like, okay. And I'm like,
So you explained to the manager that he was FaceTiming
Yeah.
while checking you, and the manager didn't care?
Didn't care.
The manager probably taught him how to FaceTime.
I'm assuming so. And the person I was with said, the manager's not going to do anything because when you said, get me the manager, he didn't care. I was like, that's a good point. But what I mean by that is like, that hotel, don't go there in
Right.
Baltimore. Obviously, I'm not going to say what and all that stuff.
Right.
But nobody cares about customer service. So even
Right.
when I complained, the guy who heard the complaint
Right.
was just like, whatever, right?
didn't care either.
Didn't care either. So there has to be a caring factor. There has to be a reasonable, what you can do to make it right.
Yep.
Me, I wasn't asking for anything. I didn't want a free
Right.
meal. I didn't want a free cup of coffee the next day.
Yep.
I just wanted to tell somebody like, this is not correct.
Right.
And nobody cared.
Right.
So that goes with the culture of the whole thing. So anyway, I just thought it was a very interesting viewpoint from customer service.
Now, I do want to throw something in at this point. So I like the training video, but then what do you do if you're offering solution that's rejected? You offer another solution that's rejected, and they're just like, they are triggered.
Yep.
They're just not going to listen to reason. So then what do you do?
So at that point, I would give them all of their money back and say, you know what, this just isn't a right fit, and unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to make you as happy as I would like. Or so what I think we should do is we should give you your money back and allow you to go to the hotel across the street, go to the restaurant across the street, go to a different dealership, whatever it is,
And
so
if
that
it's-
you can get serviced the right way.
And if it's a product, and they've already had the product, they've used the product, they've consumed the product, they used all the shampoo, whatever it is, they still get a full refund. You're not
Yeah.
going to try and retrieve something or whatever.
No, you're-
just like, it's done, it's over, here's your money, have a nice day.
If you've stayed calm,
Yep.
if you've talked to them about it, and you've offered solutions for everything, let them go and actually, just here's your money
Yep.
and just go to the hotel across the
Yep.
street, go to the different lawn care service. We're not going to be able to help you, unfortunately,
Yep.
and we don't want to try and force something in.
Don't hang on to it. Don't try to be right. Just like, this is a one-star person. Just exit them out of the company,
Yeah.
send them to your competitor.
Yeah. I mean,
So-
we talked recently about how you can have a 1-star staff member that destroys the morale of the group.
Right.
You can have a 1-star customer that does the
Absolutely.
same thing. And there's a lot of statistics that are like, well, you know, if a person has a bad experience, they're going to tell X amount of people.
Right.
I don't care about that.
I don't either.
They have zero value to you, your company. And so if it's not going to work, don't try and force it.
Yep.
And I would honestly tell them, you know, I think you need somebody who does a better job than I do. And then they're like, yeah, you're right. You know what I mean? And they feel like they won that battle when you
Yep.
say, you know, you should go to a specialist. You should go to somebody who really gets this type of a problem better than I do. And all you're really saying is just leave, please.
Right.
And they feel proud about themselves because they know
Yep.
that they're special and they need
Absolutely.
special care, you
Yep.
know, and just disconnect from them at that point. Whereas in this video, you don't always have to try and make them
Yeah.
100% happy all the time.
So I think it's important that if you've done everything you can possibly do, you as the customer service rep, you have permission, or maybe in that case, you go get the manager who then has the authority to dismiss.
Yeah.
But you're not going to make these 1-star people happy.
Yeah, and if you
It's
have
just-
somebody who is there to handle customer service, make sure they know what they can and can't do
Yep.
to make everybody happy and keep everything smooth. Because
Yep.
if there's a question or if I get in trouble for doing too much for a person who was loud, then the next time somebody comes in, I'm going to do less. It's just
Yeah.
not good. So
Yeah.
make sure you handle all that stuff. So this is a little bit of the good and the bad of customer service training.
Right.
I've got a lot more videos that we can do in the future.
Yeah.
And
And
we
we
probably
will.
talked longer on these than I thought we would, as usual. But anyway, leave us your comments down below, and we'd love to hear from you about some of the things that you do that help with customer service. And we'll see you next time on the channel.